Some people think I just eat burgers all day long, which is sort of true, but I do like other food and I love to cook. I'm going to show you things that you can do with ground beef that's not a burger. Let's make one of my favorite comfort foods of all time, spaghetti and meatballs. For years, I've tried to master the meatball and I've never quite nailed it. I was adding too many spices, getting bad advice, and then one day I was at my mother's house and she gave me spaghetti and meatballs that knocked me over. When I asked for the recipe, she laughed and said there's nothing in there, and that's why it was so good. It is a simple, pared down meatball recipe. Okay, you ready? Meatballs, butter, diced onions, Parmesan cheese, breadcrumbs, half and half, eggs, salt, and of course, ground beef. There's no parsley, there's no oregano. This is it. First, we saute the diced onion in butter. 4 tablespoons of butter for 2 pounds of meat. It seems like a lot of butter, but it's gonna be mixed into the breadcrumbs with the half and half. Trust me, you need it. Onions, don't overcook them. Translucent, that's it. A big bowl, breadcrumbs, and the half and half. Into this mix, we're going to put the cooled down onions and butter. You want to taste this mixture here to make sure it's salty enough. If it's not salty enough, add some salt. The rule of thumb is for every pound of beef, you use 1 egg. Every pound, 1 egg. This is 2 pounds, so I'm using 2 eggs. 2 pounds, 2 eggs. You follow that? Did anybody follow that? Ground beef, and there it goes. One last thing, grated Parmesan. The best way to mix meatball together is with your hands and squeeze it. Have fun with it. With meatballs, you want to make sure the breadcrumb mixture and the meat is perfectly mixed together. Look at that. It looks like a brain, doesn't it? But now the fun part. We're gonna make some balls. The size of your meatball is up to you. You can make small balls, you can make big balls. I prefer to actually make larger balls. Take a little bit in the palm of my hand and just roll away. That's it. Okay, let's make sauce. Now there's 2 ways to do this. You actually can go to the store and get a bottle of pre-made sauce and pour it in a pan and put your cooked meatballs in that. That's fine. But I'm gonna show you how to make a really good and very simple tomato sauce. Red sauce. Make your own sauce. It tastes much better. We're making 13 balls. You need a lot of sauce. So I have 6 cloves of garlic. You want to cook it for a minute, just until it's fragrant, not brown. You're not trying to brown it at all. This next step is critical. You have to make sure that if you're going to use tomato, you have to make sure your canned tomatoes are already opened because you can burn your garlic. I'm not burning garlic. 1 minute, that's it, not even maybe. You want to cover and let it simmer for about 5 minutes, get it bubbling, and then transfer it to a blender to emulsify the oil and the tomatoes together. Oh. That's it, 5 seconds, done. Taking a look real quick. Oh my goodness, it smells really good. Depending on the size of your balls, you're going to want to cook them for 20 minutes at 400 degrees. The larger the balls, may need a little bit more time. The smaller the balls, obviously far less time. The balls that I made, 20 minutes at 400 degrees. They're also going to cook some more in the pot with the sauce. Don't be afraid to taste for salt. Oh, that's pretty perfect. That's good. I did add a pinch of salt after I let it simmer. Look at that. Ah. Balls are now in the sauce, and they can really stay there for hours, honestly. Keep it covered, keep it very, very low. One of the world's greatest comfort foods right there. Spaghetti and meatballs. And I made everything myself, except for the pasta. You can add spices, you can make it spicy, but honestly, this is all you really want. Let's eat! Get the recipe on schweidensons.com or on my website, georgemotz.com. Oh, so good. She's never seen an Italian do this. I'm not Italian.